We've moved right up, Mick.
I've moved right up.
Yeah. That's much better. There we go. Just put you in the centre there.
Okay.
So remember to look at the camera, not me.
Okay. Well, I won't stare down the barrel. I'll just.
Okay, I just asked you about your general experiences in terms of the Bendigo music scene there, Mick.
My general experiences, okay. General experiences, I've been kicking around the scene for probably over 30 years now. As generally as a music fan to start with, I used to just frequent all of the venues, many that don't exist anymore. Just been talking to the boys from Darkside, and it's amazing how many of the venues we used to frequent are now real estate offices and Chinese restaurants.
Well, what were some of those?
Sorry. How about you stand up there? That's better. And then when you ask a question, I won't go, what?
Well, it's
why don't you sit on the benches?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then I can,
yeah, then it's more natural to look to somewhere.
Yeah, because you want to look somewhere, but you don't want to be looking.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, and you don't have to look right in the centre.
I know.
Nobody does that too, anyway. Yeah. So what were some of those venues?
Well, there was the Terminus Hotel, which was up in Mitchell Street. And yeah, the Terminus Hotel was about as big as my lounge room. And yeah, I used to go and see bands like Darkside, of course, and Black Dog, and ICU2. And yeah, they used to pack in these massive sound systems, massive PA. And yeah, literally just splatter us up against the back wall. I just remember those venues as just being great fun. They were as loud as hell. Didn't have the regulations that we've got now. It was great, you know. I was 18, 19, 20 years old, and get your fill of beer and just rock out and get that determined swagger on the way home. And
so can you talk about some of the most memorable gigs you saw, particularly from Bendigo bands?
From Bendigo bands, well, we're in Roslyn Park, and a little bit further that way used to be this massive sound shell, and we saw some fabulous gigs here. Where basically from View Street through to the Fernery was just wall-to-wall people. Again, it was great because we didn't have the restrictions, so people were free to have a drink, bring the family, bring a picnic. Yeah, no, it's just wonderful memories. They were great showcases. They'd go sort of from about 10 o'clock in the morning till about 6 in the evening. And yeah,
do you remember any of the bands that actually played? Or?
Sorry?
Do you remember any of the bands that actually played?
Oh, lots, yeah. There was a band called Public Enemy. They were pretty popular when I first moved here. A band called The Demos. Very sort of high octane.
They're mentioned in the book?
They probably would be. Yeah, the Demos were great. ICU2. A guy called Mick Griffin, who's still doing the rounds, doing bluegrass stuff and country, but yeah, he was a pretty young guitarist. He used to do a lot of sound and things like that. So yeah, he was fabulous. He used to do a lot of solo stuff. Sharp Toys were another great band from the very early 80s. Another great band that almost like a couple of bands that were like a heavy metal jukebox. We had Tyrant. They were wildly popular.
When were they actually playing?
Tyrant would have been probably from about 82 till last time I saw them would have probably been about 86, probably about a 4-year period.
Oh, okay. Now it does mention them. It says 83, but it doesn't have any bio of them, unfortunately. So Tyrant, yeah. It does mention them in here, but it doesn't have any bio.
Okay, well, yeah. I might be able to enlighten you there a bit later. But they were more like a heavy metal sort of cover band. They didn't do a lot of originals, but yeah, they were probably the only band that was sort of doing that traditional heavy metal in Bendigo.
Now this is where I get all personal, Mick.
Yes, go.
Okay, what was it about you in terms of, you know, your love of music and your love of live music that inspired you to spend so many nights out there going to see bands? What was the actual response you got, and what were you expecting from that experience?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just think from the first moment that I experienced seeing AC/DC on television, just that energy and the personality and just the electricity. It was just fantastic. So yeah, and I think I was lucky enough to see some really great bands when I first started seeing live rock and roll. You know, I saw all your Cold Chisels, your Rose Tattoos, very early Midnight Oil, and every single time they were just, it was just explosive. It was just magnificent. And yeah, I've always been chasing that high. It's like a drug, you know. And people say you sort of plateau and you're always chasing the ultimate high.
Do you feel like you get that high very much anymore?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Can you
yes.
speak about some of the acts that actually give you that high?
As of now? Or?
Yeah, as of now.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Look, you know, I mean, I've always been a champion of a band called Rabid Zulu. I think they've got a lot of promise. They just keep getting better and better. And I mean, the thing that I love about them is they pay a lot of attention to their stagecraft. And that's something that I find is lacking in live music. There's a lot of great musos out there, but they don't put a lot of emphasis on the entertainment value. You know, I love people that run around, show off. I love extroverts. I love people that can capture attention rather than saying,
yeah.
stirring their feet and saying, "Oh, aren't I good?" Sorry. We're going to have to work on this, Darlene.
Let's cut and let's have a look at what we've done.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just